What's up, everybody? This is Bunny and Bumblebee Talks. I'm Bumblebee,
And I'm Bunny.
and it has been a long time.
I think it's been like 2 months
Yeah,
since last time we actually did this. But
yeah. It's, we've had some stuff going on.
no, mostly because I was busy. And if we did hang out, I don't went out of our way to. Because usually if I don't say, like, oh, are we recording a podcast, probably won't happen.
No, I'm looking at the screen. Oh, yeah, that's something, PS5 giveaway. But,
Are you looking at a PS?
because I entered it, but he just went live. Um,
Well, why'd you enter a PS5 giveaway when you don't even really play your PlayStation? Anyway, beside the point, yeah, he doesn't play his PlayStation. He
doesn't
lit
mean
it.
I can't enter to win one. This is the chance I couldn't pass up.
He literally doesn't play his PlayStation, so he's gonna be like somebody I know that gets a PS5, right? It's gonna be sitting there, right? He's gonna get a game for it. He's gonna play it, and then he's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm on my Xbox playing 2K," because he is all about Microsoft. So I don't
I
understand.
don't understand why you're judging me right now for.
No, I'm just saying, like, my thing is, like, I just don't understand the logic of going out of your way to, like, enter one, to win one, when you know it's not even gonna be like even if you were to win, it's not gonna be like a predominant system that you're gonna play. It's not like you're gonna like be switching it out. But anyway, beside that point,
Mm-hmm.
he's just mad because I'm like spitting out facts right now.
I'm not mad about anything.
When was the last time you turned on your PS4?
It's been a minute, but I'm not mad about anything.
It's been so long that when he turns it on, it's probably gonna say like over a month, too, or whatever the case is.
Probably
And
about
his
a month, yeah.
and his excuse is always, "Oh, I have no friends on it anyway." But he out of his way to add people, find games that he wants to play because most of his friends are on Xbox. Might I add? But move on.
Okay. So what's our first subject?
What causes someone to show traits of a serial killer?
Oh,
Oh
oh
shit!
shit.
Oh no, go ahead, talk.
I'll shows extreme narcissism maybe.
I don't
Uh,
know if narcissism goes into the category of showing signs of serial killer because narcissism is just you thinking that you're never wrong about it and
true.
just
Wow, I was saying extreme narcissism, like the worst of the worst.
yeah. But there's people who could be extremely narcissistic but probably have no backbone.
Yeah, good point. Oh, I don't know. Uh, someone that from an early age just likes hurting animals. You know how they do. This kid, that strange kid in the neighborhood that's like killing mice and then killing cats and squirrels and birds and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Well, they usually say those are like the early signs of a potential killer. I don't know if they necessarily go in the category of a serial killer, but they might go in the category of possibly becoming a killer or a criminal down the line.
Yeah. The crazy part is
Because that is a trait. Like, even though they portray it in movies, and even though movies aren't real
mm-hmm.
with the killers that they have, it the a lot of the signs that they show that leads up to them being the type of killer that they um are usually signs that like a therapist or psychiatrist or somebody like that has done research on and said these are the signs. And I guess it works when you're doing like a movie about a killer like Michael Myers or
Mm-hmm.
they didn't really do it too much with like Freddy Krueger or anything like that. But like killers like maybe Jason or something like that. But Jason didn't really kill any animals that I know of.
Yeah.
As far as like him being a thing.
You know. You know. Usually, you know, it's crazy when you look back at
Leatherface.
Yeah. When you look back at like famous serial killers, people who were all had their faces plastered all over the news, most of the time people couldn't tell those guys were serial killers. They couldn't tell. They're like, oh man, he was so charming.
Well, no, because what it is if you actually watch about like somebody being a killer or being in the category of like a serial killer, a lot of the times the signs are there. It's just that nobody pays attention to the signs. Like, especially if it's like their family member or like a neighbor or whatever the case is. A lot of the times when people who is known for doing something very like crazy,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the times they'll be like, "Oh yeah, like I might have saw him do this, but I didn't think anything of it. I thought they were just being a kid."
Yeah.
When in all actuality, like if they really sat back and thought about it, what kid really does this?
None whatsoever. But you know, I guess every instance is a little different. You know,
Cause like I've seen like on the news where a kid he pretty much did like a school shooting, but there was signs around the neighborhood that he was like a little off, that somebody should have tried to seek help for him, or he did that,
yeah.
and nobody did anything. People was just like whatever.
Um, yeah, I think for the most part, you know, people don't. I think it's harder to just tell them apart than, especially nowadays, than it used to be.
Well, I mean the kid was outside like killing.
Oh yeah, that's a given. Like, yo, this kid is
Yeah,
wild.
but like nobody said anything. Like people just like brushed it.
Yeah, it's a phase.
Well, I mean, a lot of times people don't feel like butting into other people's problems. So,
Mm-hmm.
like this doesn't really affect me.
Yeah, but it's a dangerous world out there. So you know.
I feel like it's a lot easier to distinguish a killer now than it was back then. Because a lot of the people who do go on like supposed killing sprees, like one of the kids that he ended up doing like a school shooting, he literally had like posts up. He was doing weird shit in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a whole bunch of signs that the police in the neighborhood was just like brushing over. And I don't know if it was just because of the race he was or because of where they were living or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the case was. And that's not what their town was like known for,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the case is. But it was one of those things that all the signs were there for them to like investigate something. Maybe he didn't necessarily like kill anybody yet, but
Yeah.
all the signs were there. Like he had guns that he shouldn't have had.
Mm-hmm.
He was posting it up. He was saying crazy stuff on social media, all types of stuff that like a cop that investigates would see all that.
Yeah.
So it was wild to me that he was able to even one get back in the school and two type of gun that he had. It was one of those things that it was like, how did anybody miss this walking through the building? Like, so it's a lot easier because I feel like in the sense a lot of them are young and dumb and put their whole lives out there for everybody to see.
Yep, on social media.
So whereas back then somebody could have been a killer or whatever the case was, but they didn't really use social media or they didn't really have a way for people to keep track. People just had to pay attention to your behavior and your actions. You had like empathy and stuff like that. And for that to happen, somebody would have to notice something off about you and have you talk to somebody.
Yeah. So, all in all, be careful, people. You know.
I mean, nothing to be careful of. It's just pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, even still, like, even if you pay attention to your surroundings, if it's somebody you don't expect to be a serial killer, you're not gonna pay attention to those signs. Like, even if you know about those signs, a lot of people, like, if it's somebody that they know, a lot of times,
Yeah.
certain signs because it's somebody that they, because they look at them as somebody like that wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah.
Don't they hit you up anyway? Like,
I didn't even look. I looked at this.
right.
All right, moving on. You lost where you were at.
No, I'm trying to like. Okay, I think what I was saying in this next one was, can you love your mom to the point?
That just sounds weird.
No, but there's people. I don't remember if it was Doctor Phil, another show or whatever this was, but there's people who really like their mom could be like in a relationship, could be married to somebody else, or married to their dad, whatever the case is, and like they're just so in love with their mom that the idea of them, you know what I mean, like doing whatever with the dad, like they could be hugging the dad, they could be kissing the dad, like normal stuff that you might see like your parents do, but they have an issue with it.
Yeah, that shit has always been weird to me.
I mean, they do exist.
My thing is, right? Like, I love my mom.
Oh shit.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
I love my mom, but like,
But it's like my thing is, it's like what leads to that is
yeah.
what I want to know.
What's the psychology behind that? Because
I feel like for you to get to that point, that means you really have to like not only love your mom, but like you have to physically
be attracted to her.
like find like some type of attraction to her, which means that you would have to look at her differently than just mom.
Yeah.
Like you're not just looking at her as like your mom and then that's it. You're looking at her as somebody that you could potentially be with.
Yeah, and that's just bad. That's just weird. It's strange. And you know, it's disturbing, honestly, because like that's your mom at the end of the day. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think it would be more disturbing if like the parent went along with it though.
yeah. And then you got some fucking Alabama backwoods shit going on. Hills have eyes type shit going on over there.
Was the Hills Have Eyes inbred?
I think so.
I thought it was like Wrong Turn.
I'm almost positive Hills have eyes were.
Because weren't they just like just deformed and then in Wrong Turn they actually were.
I think they were deformed like that because they were inbreeding. Like that's how the story was being told.
No, but in the Hills Have Eyes they never really like explained why they were there. It was just kind of just the guy just kind of led you to him and then you got killed.
Yeah.
Whereas Wrong Turn, like you made the wrong turn and they always were there, and some people not to go there, and people just ended up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but that shit is just weird. It's just strange. It's just odd. Why? There's so
Like
many women out here, bro.
Like I've seen people like with their half siblings, like on TV, be in love and then like have kids with them and stuff like
Yeah.
that, which is like even worse than like if it was a step sibling, because at least a step sibling you could say.
There's no blood relation, but
I mean that's still weird, but like either
yeah,
way, like you're supposed to be looking at them as like a sibling.
yeah, it's supposed to be your
Like
sister, your brother.
like I had this conversation with somebody and they're like, oh, but you're not related, but like you're supposed to be looking at them as a sibling
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day. So that's like saying like, to say you have a cousin in your family, but they're not blood related to you, but they're known at like they're technically part of the family, but they have no blood relation to you based on how far down the line they are as a cousin.
Mm-hmm.
And you being like, well, we're not blood related, but technically we're in the same family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Technically, you wouldn't really do anything to the bloodline if you did do that.
Yeah.
But like when you get with a step sibling, you wouldn't really do anything to the bloodline if you did do that. It would just make things very weird
Very
because
weird.
now the person is already technically part of the family to a certain extent. So now you're talking about they're part of the family, but now they're going to be part of the family for a different reason.
Yeah. It's still just all of that is just
No, but I know some people that be like, oh, well, you know, we're technically not related by, what's the big deal? Oh,
no.
or like, you know how some people have like extended family and they'll be like, oh, well, yeah, I'm supposed to view them as family, but like, we're not actually related.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's justifiable. I mean, I'm saying like,
It's always been weird. If you look at somebody like they're a member of your family,
whether you're supposed to look at them as that way.
not even yeah, like just don't. Just don't do that. It's just simple as that, right? I mean, I guess it's fair game because
I
they
mean,
aren't technically.
I mean, I've seen it happen where it was like, because like I've seen it happen with like when it's like somebody younger, like somebody's younger cousin, like they ain't know no better, like maybe 8, and like she ain't know no better,
Mm,
and um, not like he a bad looking dude, but she ain't know no better that she wasn't supposed to be attracted to him until like when her parents found out, they was like, nah, like that's your cousin. Like, and he was actually like her cousin. Wasn't like he didn't have no blood relation to her,
mm-hmm.
but she didn't know no better. She was young. She was just looking at the fact that he was cute, even though he couldn't get with her anyway,
Yeah.
based on how old he was. But they,
She was like, "Oh my god, that man is beautiful," and they're like, "That's your cousin, girl."
like, you know what I mean? Like they pulled her to the side and they explained to her like, no, like, yeah, that's fine if think he cute, but you can't think he cute because you want to get with him.
Yeah.
Like, nah, you can't do
Yeah,
that.
we don't do that on this side, cuz. Yeah.
So for a while they had to kind of keep him and her away from each other because they had to make sure that she understood that, because mind you, she was young, so she ain't know no better. Like it wasn't like we were talking about like somebody in their 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
15, 16 that would know any better. You're talking about somebody who was young, was probably just looking at the fact that he was cute or whatever, and was kept it moving, and they had to make sure that she understood that you can't be like that with him, um, because that's your cousin.
Yeah.
And felt like she understood, you know what I mean, and then kind of came around a little more because they wanted to make sure that she understood what was going on.
Mm-hmm. Strange.
I mean, it's strange to I would say this. It's strange in the aspect of it's not supposed to happen because of what we're told as far as like what we're supposed to do when it comes to getting with people. But to be totally honest, they've been doing stuff like that for like.
Mm-hmm.
So and if you want to get technical with it, The only reason why it's strange to somebody in like a different generation is because I'm into it. A person is normally supposed to be doing.
Yeah. It's
Whereas,
taboo.
so for us, like even though it's weird to us and we probably wouldn't do it, for us, we would never understand it as to why someone would get to that point because we would never allow ourselves to get to that point. And if we did, we'd probably be like, what's good?
Yeah. All right. Well, that probably covers that.
I don't know if I said this is a podcast 22, by the way. I don't know if I said that in the beginning or not. I don't think I did.
I don't think you did either.
But yeah, by the way, this is podcast 22.
The big deuce.
I know it's been a long time waited. I don't know if you guys really even cared that we missed as long of a time as we did. But I mean, I've been keeping up with my main channel, so there's that. So the next topic is it giving away a movie if you tell someone to pay attention to a particular character in the movie?
No. I guess it depends really on the movie.
Well, no, but like I'm
because sometimes,
I'm talking about like if you just say like, oh, this character is important, pay attention.
Yeah, no. But like I said, the only reason why I said this, there could be, it depends on the movie because if it's like a murder mystery.
Well, I get.
And you're like pay attention to this character, right? And we don't know who the killer is, and now the person's sitting there like, yo, if that's the killer, I'm gonna fight you because you telling me now to pay attention to everything that this particular person is doing.
Well, but, no, I just meant like in the aspect of like you're asking the person what was said, right? And then I was like,
just pay attention to what they say because everything they say is important. They break down basically everything that's about to happen. So listen to what they got to say. Pay attention to what they do.
Because I had that happen to me where it was like, obviously they weren't paying attention to the movie because they were like, oh, what was said? I wasn't really paying attention to the movie because I kind of had already seen the movie. So, but that's not on me. And all I literally said was, oh, you just got to pay attention to what they're talking about with this person so you can understand what's going on. Because they're explaining what's going on with this person right now. Literally all I said.
Yeah.
And that's gonna help you understand the purpose of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh well, you ruined the movie. How did I ruin the movie for you? If I told you what was gonna happen, to me, I feel like ruining a movie is telling somebody what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Like
if you're watching like a thriller or something, because a thriller is usually one of those movies you have to figure out who the killer is.
Yeah.
If you're watching like a thriller. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to, like, be like, oh, I think that person could be the killer. Like, and you're talking about it with each other. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you blatantly say, pay attention to this person in particular in a thriller, that might give it away to the person.
Mm-hmm.
But it also depends on who you're telling them to pay attention to because you could tell them to pay attention to a particular character. That might not be the killer. Because a lot of times in thrillers, you might think that's the killer, but it's
mm-hmm.
But my thing was if that's necessarily ruining a movie, and I don't think it is.
No.
I think ruining a movie is telling them exactly what's gonna happen and when it's gonna happen.
It is. Being like, oh no, everybody dies in the end. Like, come on, bro.
Or you know, what the ending is gonna be like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like one of those movies where it's up in the air what's gonna happen because of where you're at in the movie, and then they go, "Oh, don't worry, it's gonna be a happy ending."
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. He throws a baseball at his head and ends up killing him. You know, some random shit like that. And it's like, thank you, motherfucker, for now ruining this great movie for me. Piece of shit.
I mean, I don't know if it would ruin the movie for me.
I don't like being told, like, I don't care if someone tells me, like, beforehand how a movie's going. I don't really care if they tell me what happens throughout the movie, right? It's when I'm watching it. That's when I don't want to, because then I'm not going to want to watch through the movie because.
And I feel sorry for you because in this generation, a new movie come out, you go on social media and people give the whole breakdown of the movie.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. I don't care about that. It's when I'm physically sitting there watching.
Yeah,
Like if I'm watching,
yeah, but okay, so but that's taking away the movie for you because now, even though you're not physically watching the movie, see, he don't make no sense right now.
I usually avoid all that shit anyway.
No, but I'm saying like, let's say you just happen to go online. I had this conversation with some people too. Like it was a movie they wanted to go see. Say it was like a Marvel movie. People was waiting to go see it. You know what I mean? Like it was gonna be a good one. People literally put the whole movie online, right? Now, granted, whether you see it or not, you know, that all depends on the type of people you know online and if they're gonna do that. But like somebody literally told me, like they put like the whole movie, so it was like they knew exactly what was gonna happen before they went to go see the movie. That's ruining the movie for you.
Yeah.
Even though you just said it wasn't. You said it wasn't. You said if you physically read the breakdown of the movie, that's not ruining.
I don't read the breakdowns of the movie though.
No, but I'm just saying, like, let's say you came across it, that would be ruining the movie for you.
Yeah, no, okay, so let me reiterate that. If I read it and then in the next week I watch a movie like that, I'm like, I'm gonna watch a movie. But if I'm not, I know I'm not gonna watch that movie right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that still ruins the movie for you because now instead of you sitting down, like that's like let's say, right, the new Spider-Man, right? Person go sees it before you. You read the whole breakdown of the new Spider-Man. Now, mind you, it may be good, but now when you sit down and watch it, you already know what's gonna happen. So there's no element of surprise. There's no element of, ooh, I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I get you. But with a movie like that, for me, the way I see it is, I kind of already know how it ends.
I mean, yeah, but that's different from knowing every aspect of
every little detail. Yeah, no, I get that.
Before you sit down and watch a movie. Granted, that's not the same as sitting down and watching a movie, but if you're reading something or you're seeing people post videos of the movie while they at the movie theater,
scroll past it.
That takes away the fun out of watching the movie. Because I had somebody tell me about that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they try to avoid it, but it's almost impossible when it's like, I'm not gonna lie, like, it's almost impossible when it's a very popular movie that everybody's going to see. Whether they're sitting in their house watching it or they go to the movie theater. I've literally been to the movies and seen people post videos of the movie. Mind you, there was probably people who still didn't see the movie.
Yeah.
So it's so much easier to ruin a movie for somebody nowadays without even physically, which is the crazy part.
Yeah, it's unreal. I'm more so, I don't like it with the video games. I don't like being spoiled on a game.
I feel like I'd be more bothered about a movie. A video game, I wouldn't really care too much. Because a lot of times, if you're like playing a game and you're trying to figure out how to beat it, most of the time, most people go online and see what they did that was so special that you wasn't doing. So technically, that's spoiling that for you because you didn't figure it out for yourself.
No. I'm not talking about that aspect. I'm talking about straight up telling someone how the game ends. Because games don't always have a linear. Like some movies, like superhero movies, they kind of all have linear endings, right? The good guy always wins. And that's not always the case with video games, right? It could be something crazy happening in the game. Like, if you play a Spider-Man game, you already know Peter Parker's going to beat the bad guy at the end of the day. Miles Morales is going to beat the bad guy at the end of the day, right? But, like...
Maybe not. You might die.
Take for example... I can't.
You might die.
Take, for example, a game like Ghost of Tsushima. I'm not going to ruin the ending, right? But it had an ending I wasn't expecting.
And wasn't it one of those games that you could kind of, depending on what you chose to do, would determine the ending?
Yeah.
That's on whatever.
But it has basically two endings, right? and either ending I wasn't really expecting. You know what I mean? Uh, Last of Us 2. Kind of wasn't expecting that either to end the way it did. I would, um, um, what's another one? I don't remember. I was gonna say Infamous, but I don't really remember how the first one ended. Um, but
I don't think I really would care about the end because at the end of the day, like if you're gonna play the game to the end, you're gonna play the game.
yeah, but for me, it like if I knew exactly how The Last of Us ended, I wouldn't have finished it.
Yeah, but
I straight up avoided all media for it. I didn't watch anything of it. I was like, I want to play this through and I want to experience this all myself.
I mean, I guess
Ghost of Tsushima, I was a little more loose with it because there were all so many different aspects of the game.
I mean, but you could say that about somebody who, like, because some people they really don't care. They just like I want to see, like you know what I mean. Like some people they get annoyed when they get stuck at a certain part, so they're like, "Fuck, this, I gotta do."
Yeah, but going to see how to do something and
but some people but a lot of times with those videos it's not just like the clip of them doing that part. A lot of times it's like the clip of the whole part of that, like I guess you could call it a level. You're gonna see how that whole level ends if you do this, and this. So technically, if you want to get technical with it, that means that whole level is taken away from you. But I feel like that's not gonna stop me from playing the game. I'm be like, fuck it.
Yeah, I think that's a little different though, because you still have to execute. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but now you know how the level's gonna end. So
I get what you mean. A TV show was ruined for me though. I did get Breaking Bad. I had started watching it.
I thought you finished that.
No, I still haven't finished it. But I started watching it, right? And I had gotten maybe halfway through the first season, and somebody told me what happened at the end of the fucking show. And I was like, "Are you being dead ass right now?" And he was like, "Yeah, nah, you ain't know that? No, bitch, I just said I'm 8 episodes in. Like, what? So I tried to keep watching it, but I was like, it just kept ringing in my head. Like, this is what happens at the end. I'm not gonna say what happens at the end of the series because
no, I would just keep like if it's a show I want to watch, I'm gonna keep watching it. It was like the time when somebody was in the house with somebody and they was watching the show. We were watching the same show. I hear the show in the background, so technically they know what's going on in the show. They're just not in the room watching it because that's how loud the TV was.
Mm.
So in my head, I'm like, well, you're watching it without me. Well, fuck it. I'm going to watch it. Whatever. And then I get in trouble because I ended up watching it. And I'm like, go ahead, watch it. I don't care. Like, because technically you know what's going on. You're just not physically watching it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just weird. You want to move on to the next thing?
Okay.
Don't spoil shows. Don't spoil movies. Don't spoil games. Don't spoil anything. Don't take the fun out of it for other people.
You can spoil a game. You get over it.
I mean, they'll get over spoiling anything, but why take the...
Yeah, but...
Why take that out of...
Yeah, but a game, you could spoil a game, and it's not going to take away the fact that you want to play the game or not. If it
does for some people.
I mean, I guess. I feel like a game and like a movie and like a show is two different things.
But my thing is, why go out of your way to spoil the ending?
Yeah, but some people don't go out of their way. Some people, that's just how they are. They just talk a lot.
Yeah, well, keep their mouth shut. Anyway.
I mean, you can't really control that. Like, spoil everything. Or some people think you spoiled stuff for them just because you went to go... You know, I've had this done to me, like just because I went out of my way to go see a movie that they didn't go out of their way to see. I didn't tell them what happened.
Yeah.
I said the movie is good. You should watch it. That's literally all I said.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "Oh, now I don't know if I want to go see it." I'm like,
See,
"What?"
that's not spoiling it though.
No. But like, they were acting like I spoiled the movie. Like I gave everything away. Like they knew what was gonna. And I'm like, big deal. Like I went to go see the movie by myself. Well, not by myself, but I don't do movies by myself. But you know what I mean? Like I went out of my way to go see the movie. Because somebody was like, "Hey, you want to go see the movie?" And I was like, "All right." Went to go see the movie, and then they took it personally. Like I wasn't supposed to go out of my way to go see a movie that somebody asked me if I wanted to go see. And I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like if you think that's ruining it for you, because I literally said I'll go back and see the movie, and they're like, "Oh, that's not the same because you already know what's gonna happen."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "What does me knowing what's gonna happen have to do with you watching a movie and seeing what happens?"
Not a damn thing.
How many times have I seen movies? Hundreds of times.
Oh yeah. But you are like an avid. You're just a movie watcher. That's your thing. Like you could sit down and watch a movie 100 times.
Well,
Maybe not in one sitting because that's a bit much. But
no, I've literally watched a movie. Like I watched this. Like there's a time I was watching Disturbia month after month. Like I went like months of watching it, and you'd be surprised when you watch a movie many times how you start to pick up on things.
mm-hmm.
But
That's why I'll go back and watch a movie two or three times.
it also depends on if the movie's worth it for me, and
Yeah,
if
Disturbia was worth it, huh?
or like if I really liked the movie, or if I felt like I missed something, or if I fell asleep during the movie and it was a movie I wanted to see. Or if I get disturbed because people don't know how to leave me alone when I'm chilling. "Oh, what you doing? Watching a movie." "Oh, where? Without me?" "Yeah, without you. Leave me alone." And then they want to have this full-fledged conversation, and I'm trying to watch a movie. I don't want to be texting the whole time or on the phone watching a movie, because then it's hard to pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
But, yay me. But let's move on. How many times can you call someone out of their name before the person realizes that is how you really feel? That was a big paragraph, by the way. I
honestly, you got one time.
Is it one time?
You got one time.
Doesn't it depend on like what they're saying? Like for example, like if a chick says something to her man, like let's say she calls him a bitch, and it was because she was mad.
I mean, it depends on the person, right? But
I mean, I would say it takes one time for the most part, but I think it also depends on. I think the biggest thing is it depends on what you're saying, and then another big thing is like because even if you call, for example, like a dude a bitch, right? If like granted, one time is bad enough if you actually meant it with intent behind it, but I also feel like if it's a repeated offense where you keep doing it. So even if you stretching or something?
Yeah.
So even if like, for example, you said it that one time and the person finds it in their heart to understand like, oh maybe you was mad in the moment, like her girl like their girl, calls them a bitch and they can feel like she meant that shit. You know what I mean? Like maybe they could look past it, but then
every time an argument sparks and she like, you a bitch, you a whole ass bitch, always acting like a bitch, bitch.
Alright, nobody say it like that because now nobody gonna take you seriously when you say it like that.
But like but when every time an argument sparks up, she calling him a bitch ass nigga and hoe ass bitch and whatever type of bitch that she can call him, and he's looking at her like, yo, I don't even ever talk to you like that. And like every time we get into it, every single time, all I said was I wanted this. You said you wanted this, and now we arguing about it, and I'm a bitch. I don't understand why.
I mean, some dudes need to hear that they acting like a bitch. I ain't gonna lie.
I 100% agree.
Right? Now hear me out, right? Just like it's wrong for a dude to say it to a chick, it's wrong for a chick to say it to a dude. But I do feel like sometimes some dudes really need to hear that to really understand.
And sometimes it's like, yo, do you not hear yourself, my guy?
You know what I mean? Like I've been in situations where it's like the fact that they couldn't understand. Like, do you hear how you sound right now? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but the name calling. I've never been a fan of name calling. I've never been a fan. I've never liked that. It's dumb to me.
Well, we're focusing on the name calling part, but like, let's get back to okay. So you get called a name when as a person, right? Because I don't think it's necessarily the first time.
No, you get the one time free.
Well, no, I get that, but what I'm saying is back to like the question where it's like, so when do you start to feel right after? So like, let's say it was a genuine mistake, right? Which I guess, I mean, for certain things that is said to women, there's certain things that from a man saying it to a woman, and just like for a woman saying it to a man, there's so many things you could say that could be considered a mistake.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's certain things that you're supposed to just know not to say. But anyway, when does it become where you say to yourself, okay, I care about this person, but they must really think this is what I am?
Yeah. I guess you could say once, I chill the fuck out. Twice, like I already told you, you don't need to be acting like that. I think 3 times, and it's like, dude, is this how you really feel?
Yeah, but you know the person ain't never gonna admit to it.
No. But it's just right. Once you can call a mistake, twice you can be like, all right, you real loose with it. But anything more than that, and it's like, all right, so this is how you feel. It's not even me. It wouldn't be like having to ask them if that's how they feel. It would just.
Oh, you want to try some?
I've had it before.
You can finish it if you want.
It's
Now that's how you feel, and that's how you look at me.
I don't even have to ask. Like if me and you, right, are arguing, and we argue today, right? Let's say it's our first argument ever, and you call me a bitch, and I'm like, yo, don't call me no bitch, because I don't do that to you, right? You're like, my bad, I was just mad, I didn't mean it. Cool. Next week we get into an argument, and you do it again. You bitch, right?
Okay, I wouldn't say it like that if I'm trying to say it to mean it, but okay, we'll go with that.
Right? So I'm like, hey, yo, I already told you, don't call me that. I don't call you that. We're not doing that, right? And then the next week, you call me a bitch again. I'm going to look at you, right? I'm not even going to say nothing.
Wait, isn't being called a bitch ass nigga?
Yeah, but I'm I'm going to look at you and I'm going to be like, that's how you feel. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you keep saying it. Is that how you feel? No. Because in my head, that's how you feel. That's how you see me.
No, and and that's interesting that you bring that up because I literally said the same thing to somebody, and they were like, "No, I'm saying it because you got me mad." No, but like if every time you feel the need that when you get mad, whether I'm saying something out of pocket or not, that's your go-to. That means that's how you really view me. And I was like, that means you don't respect me. You've never respected me. Because if you did, you would try your damnedest to try not to take it to that level. But you've already taken it to that level and further. So at that point, you can never take it back. Like, because I know some people who think that if they apologize for it, every time they do it, it's supposed to make it better. No, it doesn't make it better because just like there's things that a chick can say to a dude that can make a dude feel some type of way about how she views him.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same for a female. Like, you can't tell me that you respect me when everything that comes out of your mouth is like half the time when you get mad because let's say I said something you didn't like, whether it was something out of pocket or it wasn't. Your first reaction is to say something that you know is going to make the argument worse than what it already is.
Yeah.
Now I know you saying it with intent behind it, and you're not actually apologetic at that. Because you can only apologize for something so many times. Like the biggest example I always give somebody, that's like being a murderer or a rapist, and you get caught, right? And let's say they decide to be nice and not give you the full-fledged sentence you're supposed to get. How many times would the courtroom really be nice to you if you're a repeated offender? After a while, they're not going to want to hear nothing you have to say. So that's how you should look at things when you say things to people in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you should look at it like, how many times should somebody accept an apology for this before I say to myself, this is a problem?
Yeah.
Or this is how they view me and they don't respect me as a person.
Absolutely. I agree. That was well said.
Well, yeah, because once you show signs of no respect for the person, it's like, one, that either means that you view yourself higher than that person or you're better than that person and that person is less than you. So now it's like, why do you want to be around them? So you can have a punching bag all day?
Yeah. No, we good. We straight. We Gucci.
You know what I mean? Like, well, what's your purpose of keeping them around if you don't have to? Because I feel like you shouldn't be around somebody you don't respect.
Yeah, that's a given.
And that could be anybody. That could be an acquaintance. That could be a friend, a best friend, somebody you in a relationship with. If you don't respect them, you shouldn't be around them, or you shouldn't give time to that person, because what's the point? You don't respect them, so you don't view them the way you're supposed to be viewing them, as a human being that would try not to disrespect you. Because, and this is another thing that people forget, you can't disrespect somebody and expect them to respect you as a person in any way, shape, or form, male or female. You can't do that. You can't be like, oh, well, you know, such and such disrespects me every day, but you know what? I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're gonna say to yourself, well, they don't respect me. And that's exactly what I did. When I received disrespect, and I said this in the beginning when the person was getting to know me, you disrespect me, you get so many times to disrespect me, and I'm gonna treat you the same way you treat me, and let's see how you like it.
Yep.
And then when I started doing that, then it's a problem. No, but this is the energy you giving me. So I'm do unto others as you want unto yourself. I'm giving you, right? Since you want to claim that, you know, you're all like high and mighty, I'm giving you the energy that somebody out on the street would give you if you did the same thing to them.
Fuck all that. I'm giving you the energy you giving me.
No, that's what I just said.
Yeah, but
see, he be like, he ain't even listening to what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you saying you said you'll give them the energy that they would give, that somebody else would give them. Nah.
No.
I'm just ricocheting my shit.
No, okay. Let me break it down. Just like you can't go up to a stranger out on the street with that type of energy. Whatever energy they would give you out on the street for giving them that energy, that's the type of energy you're going to receive. You're not going to receive that, oh, it's okay. That's what I'm getting at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like he...
I'm just saying that in simpler terms.
No, because you just said, no, I wouldn't do that. No, I feel like out on the street, right? Because this is the biggest mistake that people make. Your partner is less likely to act like somebody out on the street towards you, right?
Yeah.
So That's where I'm getting at. If you wouldn't do this to somebody out on the street because you know they would bust you in the mouth or curse you the fuck out, don't do that shit to me.
Yeah.
And if you do it to me, that's the type of energy I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you that energy like a stranger would give you. I'm gonna treat you like you a piece of shit because you treat me like a piece of shit. And then I got to, why I gotta be like that? It gotta be like that because that's the energy you give.
Why I gotta be like that? Why I gotta be like that? Cause you make it like that, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
It's on you. You.
No, but the person that does stuff like that will never say that it's on.
No,
they'll say it's on you because you're bringing that type of energy towards them. They'll say you're the one that egged it on, or you're the one that started it.
I didn't. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, bro, you just called me a bitch 4 times in 2.5 sentences, and when I punched you in your mouth, right? Like, and then you're like, yeah, what you hitting me for? Why you hitting me? Because you just called me a bitch 4 times. What you mean?
I don't know you.
It was a reaction. It was a reflex. Because no partner of mine is just gonna come out of their face like that. So I don't know who you are anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I mean, I've had it done, and then, you know what I mean? And then I was, like, at my boiling point. I was trying to be real calm. Real calm. And I just was like, I went off. I was like, you ain't shit. You ain't never gonna be shit. Like, I went off because I was like, yo. And, like, it was in my face. Like, I was like, fuck this. I don't care. Everybody in this fucking neighborhood gonna hear me now. Like, I was done with whatever I was hearing at that point. Like, why I gotta be an ain't shit person? Because you are. Whoever told you was gonna be something great, they lied to you. You nothing. You're just like everybody else out here on the street trying to pretend to be something.
What's the saying my boy Key says? He says, you just... he said you a slice of, he said you a piece of cheese without the corners. You ain't never gonna be a slice.
You couldn't even say it without laughing. Damn.
Because but it's true. You just a piece of cheese without the corners. You ain't never gonna be a slice.
No, but then my thing is like, why you like? This is my thing. Why are you offended by it? If you egg that on for somebody to say that to you, now whether it's true or not, that's beside the point. That's on you. But why would you egg someone on to say something like that, whether it hurts your feelings or not? Because most of the time, if it does hurt the person, they're not gonna say it. They're gonna walk away.
It's just that mentality that I'm a poke and I'm a poke and I'm a poke and it's like that old saying, don't poke the sleeping bear, because eventually they're gonna wake up pissed. So if I'm being nothing but genuine to you and you're constantly like stabbing me, calling me all types of things, insulting me, she's hitting me now.
I was going with his example.
You know what I mean? And I wake up and I start going the fuck off, and then you're like, whoa, what's with this reaction? You know what I mean? I hate to be the person to be like, it was you, right? But
yeah,
but it was. And that's not a narcissist moment, that's a real moment, right? Narcissists will be mean to be mean and then tell you it's your fault that they're being mean when you did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I had that happen to me all the time. Like, I get agitated. I'd be like, don't do that, don't do that, don't do this. Still do it.
Prime example,
and
right?
I'll be like, alright. And then I'll blow the fuck. Oh, you don't gotta act like that. Why you getting mad like that? Because I fucking told you 100 fucking times, like, I don't feel like doing that, and you don't want to fucking listen.
Yeah, there's actually a cause to my effect, whereas there's no cause to your effect. It's just all effect. It's just you just being a dick to be a dick, and you won't admit that you're being a dick. You dick.
Yeah, like, I feel like, granted, getting mad to the point where you have to curse somebody out or punch them in the face, that's not good.
No.
But I also feel like in my personal experience or from personally, like from people I know, I feel like if someone eggs you on to that point to do something like that, I also feel like you're not necessarily wrong because you didn't come at them like that.
Yeah.
You just became that way from what they were doing.
Yeah.
So that's not 100% on you. That's a little different. You kind of flipped out because they put you in a situation where you felt the need to flip out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a little different than from my personal like thought process. That's a little different than just being that person that's just poking the person, poking. A lot of the times when you come across very calm and chill and like nothing seems to bother you,
Mm-hmm.
I know from personal experience that a lot of people think that they can say or do whatever to you because you kind of just chill, try not to let a lot of things bother you, try to come across like very calm, cool, and collective for the most part to the best of your ability, and they think, oh, you don't got no backbone, you not tough, you ain't about nothing, and then that's when the problems start because then when they see that the person isn't gonna take it, now you're in the wrong because you flipped out.
Yeah. It just can't be the case. Just can't be the case. But we got anything else to add for that?
I don't think so. I think we pretty much said everything.
Yeah.
So the next topic is why do people wear skateboard sneakers and they don't know how to skateboard?
Because they're comfortable. End of story. Anyway.
No, I'm talking about fat people.
Because they're comfortable.
Yeah, but they look weird on your feet.
Yeah.
Like when you don't have small feet.
Yeah, they do, but they're comfortable.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about the.
You're talking about Vans, right? The little skinny ones.
Yeah, not the big skateboard sneakers.
The DCs. That's what I used to wear. I used to wear DCs.
No, the DCs I can let that slide. Like if you're a bigger person,
They're big and bulky. Yeah.
I can let that slide. I'm talking about the slim Vans that are for skateboarding and stuff like that. And you're wearing them, but your feet aren't thin enough to really go in them. You have to like
busting out them seams, baby.
that shit look weird to me. Like why? And then my thing is, it's like I get they're comfortable shoes, but like they're for skateboarding. That's like
Therefore, busting out the seams. That's what they're for.
like that's like
It's
buying
a thong for your feet.
That's like to me that's like buying cleats and you never played any sport that
It's just buying cleats to go to the mall.
or buying those special track shoes get to run on the track better, like buying those knowing you're not gonna run on the track.
Yeah, buying those to walk around Walmart.
I mean, how do you feel about that though?
I mean, I agree. Sometimes it looks weird, but I
feel like if it's like part of your style of like how you dress, then yeah, I guess. But I also feel like there's just some people who just don't pull off that look,
yeah.
And then it's like.
But it's just that's what it is. The look isn't for everybody, but some people want that to be their look, and you know.
Oh, you mean the Oreo trying to look like the white man?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, like I said, I used to wear DCs, but to me, they were comfortable. They
yeah,
fit.
but they're bigger than the Vans.
Yeah,
that's what
I've never worn Vans.
Vans are very comfortable.
I personally don't know any big dudes that wear Vans.
Psycho.
Oh God.
He had the same type of Vans I had, but my feet are like half the size of his, and I'm like, there's no way this shit is comfortable for you.
Vans look like loafers when they start getting too big.
Like, cause
they look like loafers with laces.
Right, you see my Vans, right?
Yeah.
Right, so it was the black ones with the brown on the bottom or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he had the same ones, but it just didn't look right because of whatever size he had to get to fit his big ass feet. Like, and in my head, I'm like, yo, these ain't Timbs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like where you could have the biggest feet in the world, get some Timbs, and nobody give a fuck. Like,
yeah.
I was like, And then what happened was it was so funny because I remember it was yesterday because we was going to this vape shop in New Brunswick. We wanted to pick up some vapes, and then somebody had the BMW I wanted, right? And it was this dude. He was coming out the car. He had a whole bunch of chicks with him and shit. And we don't know if it was like it might have been chicks that he already knew, or maybe they were chicks he picked up. I don't know. He kind of just looked like one of those dudes that just happened to have money, and you know what I mean. Maybe he had a great personality and drew people in. I don't know, but so he had the car that I was looking into if I was able to get it right.
Yeah.
And he pointed out right, and I was like, ooh, look how the doors swing out because they got the what's it called, suicide doors.
Oh yeah.
So I find that very sexy on a car that looks sporty when it has the suicide doors. And then the good thing about the i8, yeah, it's an expensive car, but if you get your money right, it's not that bad as far as buying like maybe a Lamborghini or something like that. Like that's a car that you could strive to afford one day. You know what I mean? So it looks real sexy. I'm looking at it. I'm like, ooh. And I'm just walking. I ain't know this nigga was like up under me with his big fucking Goliath feet. Ended up walking on his Vans.
About some sub, ma.
Like, I ended up walking on his Vans, right? And scuffing it. I'm looking at it like, yeah, it sucks because it's kind of like suede, right? The Vans that I have. But that's what they're made for, to get fucked up anyway. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you could wear them to look pretty, but those shoes were designed to get fucked up. Like,
yep.
And then he's like, oh, you stepping on my shoes. Oh, why are you looking at the car? I was like, you pointed it out.
Yeah.
Why? He was like, why are you looking at the car like that? When he was the one that pointed out the car.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, look, such and such got an i8. And I'm like, okay. And then I looked and I was like, ooh. And he was just getting, I was like,
Damn, that whip sexy. That's wild. Anything else you want to add to that?
yeah, don't wear skateboard shoes if you know your fat ass ain't going on a skateboard.
Don't wear basketball shoes if you know your ass ain't getting on the basketball court.
Yeah, too.
Don't wear tennis shoes if you know your ass ain't going out to the tennis court.
Yo, I hate that shit. You know how many people I met that be wearing Jordans, but if you ask them if they've ever played a game of basketball, they look at you.
They'll be like, nah.
And I'm like,
I play Dungeons and Dragons. But these new retros just dropped. Finna look fierce on the battlefield. You feel me? About to give me some ones. You ain't know.
oh my god.
Never stepped on the basketball court.
That's like when people buy those.
I'm 5'5", $120.
Because you know how they have the different type of basketball sneakers. So remember when Shaq had a pair of basketball?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had a pair of those.
I had a pair too.
So they have like different type of basketball sneakers. Some last longer than others. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes basketball players come out with sneakers and then it might just be their only pair and then that's it. Or they come out with What be killing me is like, even if you get like a pair of Nikes, right? That's for playing basketball. Why did you buy that? They're literally designed to play basketball, not just to walk in.
Well, they're building them now to
no, but you get
just be pretty, but yeah.
No, but you get what I'm saying though. Like
for the most part.
Like for example, like let's say you see your favorite basketball player and he got whatever he got on. He got some Nikes, right? And they the new Nikes that came out. Obviously, he wearing basketball sneakers, right?
Yeah.
What purpose do you have being like, oh, I'm gonna get those, knowing you ain't gonna use them on the court?
Yeah.
Or you never gonna
them Uptown Kobe's, the fucking long ones. You know what I'm talking about? They look like boots. They come all the way up to like here.
Are they comfortable?
They look comfortable. But like people buy them just to wear them. Like, nah, bro, you should have seen them. Kobe had them on.
But like you
playing with them.
But you could play on the court with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, cause I feel like that's feel weird. That would feel weird to me, like long. Like,
Yeah.
Cause
Fucking big ass boot playing basketball and shit.
like when your ankles won't snap.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
We protect that Achilles, baby.
But a lot of basketball sneakers, depending on which ones you get, a lot of them are kind of. Some of them are higher than others.
Yeah, like the KD ones. That's why his ass got his Achilles torn. Them low ass fucking sneakers.
The Shaq sneakers weren't that high either.
No. Kyrie's are kind of in the
Yeah,
middle.
but I'm not really a fan of the high like sneakers. Like, as long as
I like them right above my ankle. Right above the ball of my ankle. I don't really like them too much. I had to play ball.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, anything, like, if it's, like, up here, that's too much.
We had was it Hyper Dunks? And when I was in high school, that was our team shoe. We had Hyper Dunks. And them shits came up to, like, right here. I fucking hated that shit, but that was our team shoe. It was
my favorite sneaker was these Nikes I got. They were, like, green. The colors. I think they had some red in it. I always got something different. Those are my favorite.
Mark got lucky because they had switched out the Hyper Dunks because the Hyper Dunks were heavy. I think it was the Hyper Dunks. They were kind of heavy. They switched them out for some other shits, some lightweight sneakers. Hyper Dunks made you. I felt like I was walking around in boots. Them things was heavy as hell.
And then, like, I always got like what happened was all the basketball sneakers I had. Those were the only pair that I had at the time when I was playing that still would have fit me now. That my mother was like, "Oh, you don't even really play like that." My favorite Nikes.
You want me to get you some basketball sneakers?
But I like them because they were colorful.
We'll look up some basketball shoes.
Because it had like green and red in it and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I liked it, and it worked because my uniform was black anyway. So
okay.
It had like some white in it and all that, so it kind of worked because I had a black uniform anyway. So
yeah.
So it wasn't like I was wearing like some crazy ass like colorful sneaker.
But all right, so
I think the next thing we got is what, trivia?
Would be trivia, but instead of trivia, we can do.
Oh, we could do. Okay, so we can add. Well, I don't think anybody's gonna comment, but I'm gonna give mine.
Okay.
We could do like questions.
Okay.
So, who do you think wears the pants in the relationship?
Our relationship?
Yeah, no, Jesus' relationship.
Oh, well, Jesus does, obviously, but
what?
I do.
No, you don't. What?
You said that so quick. You don't think I do?
No.
Why not?
When do you wear the pants in the relationship?
I'll be making decisions. I don't be wearing pants. I'm wearing pants right now.
You wearing sweats, by the way.
Whatever, they're still pants.
No, they're not. Are sweats pants? No. You like the chick that, I don't date dudes that wear sweatpants.
Oh my god.
What was it? They do that.
Her list was too fucking long.
It was like you couldn't wear sweatpants. You couldn't wear comfortable clothes at all.
Never. Had to be dressed sharp all the time. Get up, just roll out of bed. You gotta go to Walmart, get some milk and some cereal and some shit that you do in sweatpants.
Like,
and
I think
go in a business suit.
And then I think like it was like something like you had to be able to give her all your attention and stuff like that.
Can't give nothing else your attention. Fuck that.
I think it was also like can't play video games.
Yep, fuck that.
Yeah, you can't play video games no more.
No, well then you can't neither.
I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
You don't.
Nope.
You gonna sit here to your viewers and our listeners and say you don't play video games.
I've never touched a controller a day in my life.
So if we went to your channel right now, we're not gonna find a couple Sackboy videos and some Call of Duty Zombies videos.
How you know that's me playing?
Oh, so what you got? You got hired players? You out here just hiring people to come play for you?
Yep.
Whatever.
Under my gamer tag and everything.
I can't with you. Okay, so you say you wear the pants. What's the next question? We'll do 5 because we're already over an hour.
No, you come up with a question. I came up with a question.
All right. Who's funnier?
I think I am.
Yeah, you are.
Like, he's funny. He's funny, but he does a lot of like, kind of like dad jokes or like random jokes that like he'll find funny, but like sometimes other people don't necessarily find it funny. And at first I thought it was just me because he would say something when he'd say a joke and he'd be laughing about it, and then I'd be like, I don't get it. But like apparently I'm not the only person that ever felt that way about jokes that he made. So
whatever. I'm funny as shit. Anyway.
No, but I thought it was just me because you made it sound like I didn't have a sense of humor at all. But then I'm like, okay, so apparently it's not just me.
I always say we have 2 different styles of stuff. 2 different sense of humor.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, remember when you would say, oh, you're not getting my joke and you killed my joke. And I'm not the only person that ever killed your joke and didn't find something you said.
You're not.
So you would make it seem like it was only me, but it's not.
Whatever. Next question. Your turn.
Oh. What do you think you're better at? Like, compared to me, and what do you think that I'm better at?
I think what am I better at? I think gaming wise, I'm better. But you're more creative than I am. Like, you're 100% a better gift giver than me. Because I absolutely, I think
in what way though? Like
your creativity. So like, for example, the gift that you bought me. She bought me a picture, and it's of our first kiss, the day we had our first kiss, and it's in a heart. And it's got how the stars were aligned for that first day. Like, that takes a lot of thought and creativity to be like, oh, I want to give this to someone. You know what I mean? And like on the fly when we gave my mom that rose.
Oh yeah, or the necklace.
Then the necklace, yeah. Like you on the fly, you can. Well, you're very creative.
Because I could like look at something and be like, oh, you think such and such is gonna like it? I think they will, but. You know, I'll ask if it's somebody that knows the person better than I do.
Yeah.
Remember when somebody got bummed out? Because they don't really sell it as much. I don't know if Amazon still has it because I had to buy it off at Amazon. It was like a Hallmark thing. But like Hallmark, like with the stores that still are around, they don't sell it anymore. So it was like a holiday thing. So they had one for Mother's Day. They had one for Easter. I think they had one for somebody's birthday, Valentine's Day. And it was like a rose, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't a real rose, so you didn't have to worry about it dying. And you hit the button, and it opens up, and it has a cute little note on the inside.
Yeah.
So I got it for I think it was a Mother's Day gift. I think it was for Easter, but it was a Mother's Day rose or for her birthday or something like that. And they were like, because they didn't plan out getting a gift for their mom. But I had planned out on getting that. So I had already had it come into my house. And luckily, I was able to find it on Amazon because when I tell you they were really hard to find because Hallmark no longer had it, it was really hard to find. And then they were like, how you out here giving better gifts to my mom than I am.
So I'm saying, like,
I was like, what? What?
but you're like, when it comes to creativity, you kind of it's almost it's like second nature for you too. Like you always ask to confirm, but it's like you always know what to find for someone.
Well, that's why with the star gift, that's why I asked what day feels more important to you, because they only had certain anniversary, first date, first kiss.
Mm-hmm. All right, next question. Who do you think's the harder worker?
What do you mean in the sense of what?
Just work in general
I or just in life?
and everything.
Me.
You? You're harder worker than me?
I'm saying that because, right, you do work hard, but I'm saying you also, you're one of those people that if you don't want to do something or if you don't see like why you have to put your energy towards it, even if it's something that you need to do or you could do, you'll find an excuse not to do. Whereas me, there's things obviously I don't want to do, right?
Mm.
But if it's something I know I need to get done, I'm gonna get it done, even if I do it last minute. So, and I don't know if that's because of, just having to still be in school and doing stuff like that. But like, if I know I need to get something done, or I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. So I would never tell somebody I'm gonna do something and then not do it. And that's like with anything for the most. Or if I find out I can't do it, then I let it be known I can't do it, whatever the reason is. Whereas you might find an excuse for certain things that you may not want to do.
Okay.
Or you'll like leave it on the back burner and then I'll be like, did you do it? No, I forgot. But you had all this time. What you mean you forgot?
You're right. I am guilty of that. I am definitely guilty of that. I can't even.
And I'm like,
I can't even argue
like,
that part.
No, but like, and then he'll have like time. Like, what kills me about that? Like, I get it. It happens to the best of us. But like, what killed me about that? It'd be like, but you had all this time to do it. So what you been doing with your time? Like, and stuff like that be killing me. I'd be like, really? Like, what you been doing with your time? Like, I could let it go if you got off work tired. But then, like, when you got the next day and you know you got that time to do it, what are you doing with your time?
I respect that. All right, last question. Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think of a. Who's more likely to get?
You.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
How am I more likely to get?
You say it all the time. You get bored quick.
Well, it depends on what it is. What we talking about? It depends on what we're referring.
Well, okay, so yeah, elaborate on get bored with something.
Okay, so I feel like you're more likely to get bored with a movie if you're sitting down and you just gotta be relaxing and then you fall asleep, depending on how you're feeling at the time.
Okay.
Like, whereas me, I would probably stay up if I.
Okay. Mm, yeah, I guess I'm the one then. That's me. I'm. Oh my gosh, these
Like,
questions make me sound like a terrible person.
Like, you even get he even gets bored playing a video game. Like if you're like he'll put on a game that he knows how to play, but then he'll be like, it'll bore him so much he'll fall asleep. Like, I've seen that. And I'm like,
no, that's me playing tired. That's not
yeah,
me
but
getting
like,
bored of it.
but that's not. I'm not saying you're bored of the game, but I'm saying for you to like be playing a game and be so tired to fall asleep during a game.
Yeah, that's just me playing tired though. That's not me getting bored of it. I don't normally get bored. I get bored of games when they're repetitive. Then I get bored. And when
repetitive?
No, not that type of repetitive. I mean when it's like linear. You're constantly doing the one same thing, or like 2K. The outcome of every game is different. You know what I mean?
I mean, I get that, but the concept
But like
of 2K is the same.
things like Breakpoint, where you're just hopping in a helicopter, flying to a place, clearing the place out, hopping in that helicopter, flying back to the cave, complete the mission, then hop in another helicopter, fly to another place, clear it out. Like that shit gets boring.
But like you
because there's nothing else going on.
But you can say that about it. Like you can say that about Call of Duty.
Call of Duty is another one where the outcomes can be different, though.
Yeah, but the outcomes can be different, but the general concept of the game.
Yes, but I'm talking about in the aspect of having things to do, right? So Call of Duty, you can play team deathmatch, right? You can play kill confirmed.
What do you do in team deathmatch?
It's just that one is just straight up kills. Like so the first team to 75 wins. Yeah. You get domination. Domination, you have 3 points to capture, and you earn a point for every point that you have captured, right? So the objective is basically get to and keep the other team from, let the team hold one of them, the other team hold one of them, keep the two because you're getting 2 points to their one. For every like 20 seconds or 10 seconds or something, like you're earning a point. And that one's up to 200 points. You got kill confirmed. You kill someone, they drop a dog tag, right? So you don't score a point until you collect that dog tag that they dropped. So you can have 50 kills, but if you only collected 2 dog tags, you only got 2 points for your team. You know what I mean? Search and destroy. That's my personal favorite game mode. You know, you die, you don't come back until the round is over. That shit is ass, because if you die early, you gotta watch your teammates suck. Like
or be a beast.
Oh yeah. Or be not. That happened to me before. There was a guy one time. I died, right? My friend died because it was me and one of my friends, and then 2 of our teammates died, and it was just one guy by himself, and he was just chilling in the spawn. We was like, "Yo, we're about to fucking lose this shit." He must have walked away from his controller or something, and then came back because he killed everyone on the enemy team. 6 motherfuckers, all by himself. I was like, "Oh, he's like that. He's nice." But yeah.
I guess that's it, right?
That's it. This was fun. I had fun today.
I mean, don't you have fun?
Yeah, but like, you know, it's been a minute, so this was fun. I'm glad we came back to do it.
Well, I also said we was gonna record a podcast.
You did, because you wear the pants. All right, peace, love, and prosperity to you all.
Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. We will have our other links down below, and see you guys next time.
Bye.